Before buying a luxury property worth crores, this mistake can become the most expensive mistake of your life. Imagine, a buyer enters the sample flat of a luxury project. Italian marble is shining in front, the skyline is visible from the balcony, the kitchen is like a hotel suite, and the sales team is saying, "Sir, last few units left." There is excitement in the buyer's mind, but behind that same excitement, a fear is hidden. What if a legal issue arises in a multi-crore property, if possession is delayed, if the location turns out to be just hype, or if there is no buyer at the time of resale? The curiosity is, what is the real risk when buying a luxury home? Is the risk in the price, in the builder, in the documents, in the location, or in that haste which forces the buyer to make a decision after seeing beautiful interiors? The trend of luxury housing in India has become very fast in the last few years. The demand for premium and ultra-luxury homes in cities like Gurugram, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad and Noida is constantly under discussion. Recent market reports on Gurugram's ultra-luxury segment stated that the sales value of homes worth 10 crore rupees and above remained strong in 2026, and the NCR luxury market attracted high-ticket buyers. But the increase in luxury demand does not mean that every luxury project is a safe investment. The assumption that an expensive thing is always good is the most dangerous assumption in real estate. Many buyers think that if the flat is worth crores, then the builder must have taken all legal approvals. But in the property market, a price tag is not a legal guarantee. This is where the first big mistake begins. The buyer makes a decision based on beauty, not utility. In a sample flat, there is designer furniture, warm lighting, imported fittings, and a spacious feel. But in the actual flat, furniture placement, natural light, ventilation, and usable space can look different. In a luxury home, not just looks but daily living comfort is also important. If the layout is awkward, storage is low, ventilation is weak, or privacy is poor, even marble cannot hide the trouble. Many times a buyer gets happy hearing about a large carpet area, but the usable planning is weak. Long passages, dead corners, and poorly placed columns can waste space. Therefore, read the actual floor plan with a calm mind. Do not rely only on a 3D walkthrough or brochure image. The second mistake is confusing location with glamour. If a project's address sounds premium, the buyer assumes that growth is guaranteed. But in real estate, the meaning of location is not just a PIN code. Connectivity, approach roads, future infrastructure, traffic load, drainage, neighborhood quality, and the social ecosystem all matter. An area might have hype today, but if the actual access road is bad or nearby development is uncertain, both lifestyle and resale can be affected. When buying a luxury property, check how far hospitals, schools, airports, business districts, and daily needs are in terms of practical distance. If you have to drive a long way for every small need, a luxury home can gradually become an inconvenience. The third mistake is taking legal due diligence lightly. Many buyers avoid spending money on a lawyer even though they spend crores on a property. This is the most backward decision. Where the transaction is large, document checking should be even stricter. Before buying a property, it is considered necessary to check documents like the sale deed, title deed, encumbrance certificate, approved building plan, occupancy certificate, completion certificate, RERA registration, tax receipts, and required NOCs. The purpose of RERA is to increase transparency and accountability in the real estate sector. According to the PIB, under RERA, the concerned state or UT authority registers and regulates projects and registered real estate agents. This simply means that checking whether the project is RERA registered or not is the basic step. But just looking at the RERA number is not complete due diligence. On the RERA website, things like the project's registration validity, promised completion date, approvals, quarterly updates, and complaints can be checked. Details may vary according to the state portal. Registered projects, monitoring cases, and project-level entries like OCCC are shown on the Haryana RERA Gurugram portal, so checking the portal can be a practical step for a Gurugram buyer. But remember, RERA registration is a safety signal, not a blind guarantee. You will still need to verify the title, approvals, and builder obligations. The fourth mistake is ignoring structural quality. The buyer thinks that since it is a luxury project, the construction quality will automatically be premium. But a high-end lobby and imported tiles are not proof of the structure's strength. Foundation, columns, waterproofing, fire safety, lift quality, and maintenance systems are equally important. In a ready-to-move property, definitely check for seepage, cracks, basement waterlogging, parking slope, lift response, and fire exits. In an under-construction property, look at the construction progress, materials, contractor reputation, and project timeline. The real quality of a luxury building is seen during the rainy season and through heavy usage, not just in the launch brochure. The fifth mistake is getting trapped in the web of amenities. A clubhouse, infinity pool, spa, golf simulator, private theater and concierge service sound very attractive. But the question is, will these amenities actually be delivered? And after they are delivered, how much will the maintenance cost be? Many buyers underestimate monthly maintenance and common area charges. In a luxury property, maintenance can be significantly higher than in a normal apartment. If a project has very heavy amenities, their cost will come upon the residents in some form or another. Therefore, do not just count the amenities. Ask what the maintenance model is, what the estimated monthly charges are, and whether the services will be professionally managed or not. The sixth mistake is taking security and privacy lightly. In a luxury property, just a beautiful gate is not enough. Gated access, CCTV coverage, visitor management, basement security, fire evacuation, emergency response, lift access control and privacy design all should be checked. In many luxury towers, the views are spectacular, but balcony-to-balcony privacy is weak. If the opposite tower is very close, the luxury feeling can diminish. Parking is also a big factor. Multiple cars are common in high-end homes, so it is necessary to look at parking size, allocation, visitor parking and EV charging readiness. If the parking is cramped, the basement is confusing, or security is weak, the experience of premium living will be spoiled daily. The seventh mistake is completely ignoring Vastu or cultural preferences. The point here is not whether Vastu gives scientifically guaranteed results, but in India, many buyers consider Vastu a part of comfort, belief and the resale decision. Therefore, it is important to understand the future buyer pool in a luxury property. If your target resale market is of buyers who look at the direction, entrance, kitchen or bedroom placement, then ignoring these preferences can become an issue during resale. This does not mean that every home must have perfect Vastu. It means that you should understand the buyer psychology in the market where you are buying. The eighth mistake is giving the booking amount in a hurry. Sales pressure is an old tool of real estate. Last unit, price revision tonight, launch offer ending, celebrity buyers on board, these lines all create urgency. But in a property worth crores, a 24-hour hurry can lead to many years of trouble. Before giving the booking amount, read the refund terms, cancellation clause, allotment letter and agreement conditions. Many buyers give a check after seeing the brochure, then later find out that the terms are not in their favor. The ninth mistake is blind trust in the wrong agent or broker. A real estate agent can provide market information, but it is not necessary that every agent works in the buyer's interest. Portals like RERA provide information on registered agents, and under the RERA framework there is also a role for the registration of agents. While choosing an agent, check their registration, reputation, past deals, transparency and written communication. Be careful of an agent who stops you from seeing documents, gets uncomfortable when you talk to a lawyer, or only creates urgency. A good agent explains the correct risks to the buyer before closing the deal. The 10th mistake is trusting the builder brand blindly. A big brand can provide comfort, but it cannot be a replacement for due diligence. Even for many big developers, timelines, quality and service experience can differ across different projects. Look at the builder's financial strength, previous delivery record, customer complaints, litigation history, and current project load. If a developer is running many projects simultaneously, it is necessary to understand their execution capacity. A luxury buyer should look at delivery history, not just the brand story. The 11th mistake is underestimating the total cost. The buyer only sees the basic sale price and thinks this is the property cost. But stamp duty, registration, GST if applicable, parking, club charges, maintenance deposit, legal fees, brokerage, interiors, and shifting costs can increase the final amount. In a luxury property, a very large expense can also come from interiors. In a bare shell or semi-furnished unit, the actual living-ready cost can be different. Therefore, keep a buffer in your budget. In a multi-crore property, even a small percentage can turn into lakhs. The 12th mistake is overestimating loan affordability. Just because a bank approves a loan does not mean the EMI is comfortable. The EMI, maintenance and lifestyle costs of a luxury home can put pressure on monthly cash flow together. If your income is volatile or business income is irregular, a high EMI can become a future stress. Do not ignore your emergency fund and insurance while buying a property. If the house is big and the cash buffer is small, the financial risk increases. The 13th mistake is ignoring the resale value. Not every luxury home is easily resold. The buyer pool in the luxury segment is small. If the location is niche, the layout is unusual, or maintenance is very high, it may take time to resell. Therefore, think about the exit while buying. Will it be possible to sell this property in a reasonable time after 5 years? In real estate, profit may appear on paper, but that profit is not real until you find an actual buyer. The 14th mistake is misunderstanding the rental yield. Many buyers think that since it is a multi-crore property, the rent will also be very high. But in a luxury property, the rental yield is not always fantastic in proportion to the price. Maintenance and vacancy periods also have to be looked at. If it is for investment purposes, definitely check comparable rents, tenant demand, and vacancy risk. A lifestyle purchase and an investment purchase are both different decisions. Mixing them increases confusion. The 15th mistake is investing all your money on the promise of future infrastructure. The metro will come, the expressway will be built, a commercial hub will come. These things can increase value. But there is a difference between promises and completed infrastructure. Verify government notifications, actual construction progress, and timelines. Giving a premium price solely on the basis of proposed development can be risky. If the infrastructure is delayed, the investment thesis can also be delayed. The 16th mistake is signing the language of the agreement casually. The agreement for sale includes clauses like payment schedule, delay compensation, possession date, force majeure, carpet area, and common area rights. A luxury buyer should not sign without understanding the contract. The fee of a real estate lawyer is very small compared to the deal value. Verbal promises are not included in the agreement, so it can be difficult to prove them later. Therefore, get whatever the sales team has promised confirmed in a written document. The 17th mistake is not understanding the difference between the actual carpet area and the super area. A buyer may be happy seeing a large number in the brochure, but living space is understood from the carpet area. If the loading is high, the usable space can be less than expected. Common areas in a luxury project can be very grand, but the buyer should clearly know the usable area of their own home. The 18th mistake is ignoring after-sales service. The real relationship begins after possession. The snag list, defect liability, maintenance handover, society formation, and common facility management are very important stages. If the builder is not responsive after possession, even small defects can become long-term frustration. Therefore, talking to past buyers can be useful. The 19th mistake is taking an emotional decision. A luxury property also becomes a status symbol. The buyer thinks that if they don't buy it now, the opportunity will be gone. But FOMO in real estate can be very expensive. A home can be a part of your identity, but an investment decision should be made with clarity, not emotion. The 20th mistake is ignoring family needs. The house is big, but it is not accessible for parents. The view is good, but the play area is not safe for children. The office is nearby, but the spouse's daily movement is difficult. Luxury only has meaning when the home makes family life easier. If the real needs of the people living in the house are not being met, the property just becomes an expensive showcase. The 21st mistake is ignoring taxes and compliance. It is necessary to understand aspects like property tax, society charges, capital gains tax on resale, and rental income tax. There is also a cost to owning a luxury property, not just buying it. A buyer who does not understand the cost of ownership can later come under cash flow pressure. Now the question is how to avoid this. First of all, slow down your excitement and speed up your due diligence. Before visiting a project, write down your budget, purpose, location preference, and non-negotiable points. Then see at least 3 comparable projects. Compare the price, carpet area, payment plan, possession timeline, amenities, and legal status. Make notes after every visit, because emotion blurs the details in sample flats. Then check the RERA portal, have the documents verified by a lawyer, and if it is a ready property, get a structural inspection done. Get every promise from the agent and builder in writing. WhatsApp chats can also be useful, but official emails and agreements are stronger. Before making a payment, definitely understand the refund and cancellation terms. If the property is under construction, the payment should match the construction-linked plan and project progress. If it is ready to move, check the OC, possession documents, and society handover status. Buying a luxury home is not wrong. What is wrong is making a decision blindly in the name of luxury. A good luxury home can give you comfort, security, pride, and long-term value. But a wrong luxury deal can trouble your money, peace, and future planning for a long time. Therefore, the most important thing while buying a multi-crore property is not money but patience. A buyer who reads the documents, structure, location and total cost hidden behind beautiful interiors is the one who truly becomes a smart buyer. Buying a luxury property can be a big milestone in life, but it will become a blessing only when the decision is taken after investigation, not by looking at the shine. Because the most expensive mistake in real estate is not the one you see on the day of booking. The most expensive mistake is the one that appears at the time of possession, resale or dispute. Therefore, next time when a sales executive says, "Sir, it's the last unit," smile, but don't be in a hurry. Say, "It may be the last unit but it is the biggest deal of my life." First, the documents, location, structure, cost and future value will be checked, then the decision will be made. This is the real understanding of luxury buying. A house can be worth crores, but wisdom is priceless.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.